Good morning. Good morning, yeah? It's close to me. Good to see you all here. Some old friends and new friends, hopefully. And it's been a while since I've been up here speaking to people, so it's a bit strange at times to have to get up again, but we all need to do it from time to time. Okay. Now, my topic today is retail versus networking. And it's up to yourself, guys, which you choose to do. If you're doing one and you're happy with one, just go ahead and do it. Don't beat yourself up about it because you're not doing something else. But I joined this industry back in '96, and yes, I know I'm that old, yes, yeah. And I joined. First of all, I had never heard of network marketing, never heard of our company, never heard of home shopping. So was I living in a cave? Probably was. I was working full-time at the time with a semi-state company at the time, putting telephone services to people in their homes, and I was doing okay. You know the situation where you're paying the bills, and yet every Monday morning, even with a good job, it was considered a good job at the time, I was still broke on Monday morning. Anyone here with that feeling in their life sometime? Yeah. Only one or two. Right, the rest of you can go to sleep. Right, okay. Because, like, when I'd seen this first, like, I thought, can this be true? Can this really be true? That people can make money with this, first of all, can make serious money, money that I never knew could be had for anyone bar super rich. And I didn't see at that stage how I could ever get there. Because I didn't have a penny to invest in any business. And I was, as I say, broke Monday morning, and it's not a nice thing to be broke. But I knew no different, because the mates beside me were just as broke, and we're borrowing money off each other before the end of the week and paying it back. Money lending, yeah. Okay. So I came across the industry, and I decided to have a go at it. Because I seen the power that was there for any individual who had the desire and the courage to just have a go. And I got stuck into the industry. In my first 9 months in the industry, I sponsored nobody. I earned probably about 3 quid punts in 2 periods over that 9 months in that first industry business I was in. But I started doing something that I never done before. I started reading some books. Who's read these 2 books? Good. Okay. Because I started listening to other people and realised, yeah, there was a good industry here. I just needed to find a company now that had products that we could move without being a salesperson. So I came across this tool. Okay, are you going to see this? It's a little catalogue that I just put through letterboxes, and it worked. I didn't need to be an expert on any of the products. So I thought, great, that part works. Now let's see does the networking part work, because that's why I joined again to do networking. So I had a little tool. At that time it was a big bulky video. Nowadays it's just a little 15-minute video and a booklet. And it does the work. If you give this out enough time, guys, people will say, yes, that looks interesting, show me a bit more about it. So I was able to bring people into this business. Within the first week, I had 2 people in my business. I hadn't a clue what I was doing. I just was told, give this out, give them this as well, and your customer receipts. So I just did what I was told. And people said, yeah, I can do that. So once I realised that, I started to find more people who wanted to work with me. So, so are you in networking or retailing? Which will make you more money? That's what you need to consider for yourselves. Don't beat yourself up about it, just go with it. So why would you want to choose networking? Well, any of you listen to the radio during the week, there takes £1 million in the bank just to give you 30 grand income per year for your pension if you put that money away when you're 30. So a few of us here are seen the back of 30 a while ago, so we are late. So what other options do you have? Well, maybe we have, oh, did it go down too much there, maybe? Sorry. So have you decided to be paid the maximum effort for your efforts at whatever level you're at? If you're a gold level, well, you know what you get paid at gold. 20% cash in hand on your own product that you move yourself to your own customers. But did you know that you're leaving behind 16% if you're not gold? That's what you're leaving behind. So it's your decision whether to go out and find a few people like Magella has done here and go gold and get paid an extra 16%. That's 36% of the product price. Now I don't care what supermarket you go to, you're not going to get 36% off any product there. And we have great products that we need around the house anyway. So support your own business, okay? And if you're a bronze level, that's 2 golds in your business. So you're getting paid 4% on each of them and the 3% override. And you're 36% on your own efforts with your own customers as well. So that's pretty serious money. And if you're SCD, that's 5 gold levels. So that's where you're aiming for. There's no point in stopping off anywhere in between. Just head for gold. So if you're retail, that's you on your own with your own efforts, just using this tool here. Okay. If you're networking, well now this is the power, and this is what I've seen the first night I seen this industry, the power of these circles and people working with them in your business. And just to give you some ideas on the numbers, people who are digital here, like 100 catalogues is roughly about 100 quid an order, approximately. Don't beat me up over it, it might be 99, it might be 110. 200 catalogues is about 200 euros an order. 2,000 catalogues is about 2,000 euros an order. You know, you can do that if you really want to, or you're gone full time, you can do that. But now the next stage is where the power of networking comes in. 20,000 catalogues in a period is 20,000 orders in your business turnover. So that's a very good gold distributor business, maybe going senior or heading for bronze. 50,000 catalogues is 50,000 euros in orders in your business every 4 weeks. And you might think, that's impossible. Well, that's Magella's come up here later to speak. Just ask her. You know, this is quite possible when you put the numbers in. And 100,000 catalogues is 100,000 in orders in your business. And there's people here in the room who have done that in a 4-week period in their business. So talk to them, find out what they did to do it. 200,000 catalogues in orders. Well, there's a guy coming on who's probably done that and more. So that's the power of networking. So what does that earn you? 100 quid in orders is 20%. 20 quid for yourself, you know, and it puts a few litres of fuel in the car for yourself, you know, whatever. 200 quid is 40 quid. Top up that 20% profit. 2,000 is about 150 in bonus approximately. So it's nice money, you know. So 20,000 though, it's about 3,000 in bonuses. 50,000, as you see, is 5,000. 100,000 is 8,000. 200,000 is 12,000. Now I seen these figures when I was looking at this business first, brand new, raw, but it's enticed me to look more to see is there any possibility this could work for me. So in retail you can earn 50 quid a week part-time, up to maybe 1,100 per week full-time. And we all heard Paul Tompkin on the Easy Reach talking about what he's doing, that's what he's doing, that's what he's earning per week, and he lives on an island. You're thinking, yes, we live on an island, but it's not quite the size of his island. This is a lot smaller, you know. So that's the power of this tool that we have, and we don't realise it. So we can have this power ourselves, or we can share the idea with others, you know. So you can get paid 50 quid a week in networking, part of it. But then you can, you know, let that go to whatever level you want, like over the next 3 to 5 years, because there's no cap on your income, no glass ceiling. Basically, it's down to you and how far you want to push it, you know. Now, this little chap here is like you with the catalogue. Catalogue is your oar, and as you keep pushing the oar, one paddle at a time, you know, that's what it's just like, one paddle. You can earn money and you can get to where you want at the end of the week, okay? But when we look at networking though, and this is the beauty of it, it's not just you anymore. It's you plus your teammates. And you've seen these guys doing this boat race on the Thames and other places in UK there and in the Olympics. And you see how swift this can be. And they have, you know, a sense of direction and they're going there. So with networking you can do the same. So it's basically the power of many people working together in going in one clear direction for a common purpose. But there's differences between people who just want to retail and people who want to network. The retailer basically reacts to the situations around them differently. They're focused on the short term. You know, they're focused on getting the seeing a need and supplying that need with the product. Okay, and they're usually just looking at quick profit, catalog out, product order, and done. Right, and on to the next sale. And basically, they're just want to collect and distribute as many catalogs as possible. So they try to bring attention to the product and service, and the goal is the sale. The sale is the end result, is what they're looking for, and past that they don't really listen to people. No? Because how many times have you seen or heard of a customer joining the business but not with you? Today. Hope that didn't happen to anyone here, but you've heard the stories. And that meant that the distributor who was looking after that customer did not listen to that customer and understand that they had a need for more than the products they needed to make money. Now, the networker thinks differently and reacts differently to the situations around them. They're focused on the longer term, to share any information they have that can be interesting to another party. And it may not be anything about your business you're sharing, okay, or making a friend. And to give without expecting something back, and in the long run that usually pays off better. To listen in order to help. And they ask questions to be a better, to be a better assistance to people. And they find everybody interesting as a contact, because you can never be certain, who that contact knows that's going to mention something that says something to somebody. I was talking to Joe or John, and he has something going there, and they come back to you, to the other person, They ask and give business cards to people with whom they really make contact, and they see to it that others always talk more than they do, and they listen carefully to them and encourage them to tell more about their situation. And they recommend products and services as well to people in their network, and if they're relevant to that person. So, this is what I've seen first, like the first night I seen this industry, the power of these circles, and I thought, well, maybe I can find some people to put into these circles and help them to join, and this is what can happen. A team like this can grow for yourselves. You all see that? And it should be getting wider as it goes deeper, That means you're doing something correct, But we have some things here that happens in life. Networking, I found, could be the best kept secret in the world, the business world. And that comes from a banker, a guy who owns another company similar to Clean Easy, big company, and that's what he's found, that people keep it a secret out there. Why? I don't know, but that's what people seem to do. Okay. Another guy said, some of you might recognize this guy, Zig Ziglar. He said a home-based business that offers enormous benefits, including the elimination of travel, time savings, expense reduction, and freedom of schedules, especially other people's bosses, and the opportunity to make your family your priority as you set your goals. Another guy you may have heard that speaks well of our industry is a guy called Warren Buffett. He says it's the best investment he's ever made. He's bought at least one, if not two, networking companies. Right? And that guy doesn't make too many mistakes. So, I'm going to tell you a simple story now. And maybe some of you may recognize yourselves in it. Maybe someone will recognize the person in it as well. It's a woman's story of a woman who was working in a job she no longer wanted to do. Instead, she wanted to be home with her 11-month-old son. But instead, she would give her son to a babysitter because she had to go to a job she no longer wanted to do from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. And every morning, as she and her partner drove on another 15 miles to work, she would be crying, literally in tears in the car, about leaving the child, and then in the evening, when she would pick up her son, the babysitter would say things like, "Oh, do you know, he can say Mammy now." And she used to be in bits because she wasn't the first person he said Mammy to. Now, maybe some people here might identify with that. Or the babysitter might say another day, "Well, he's taking his first step." Or, "He's cutting his first teeth." She would get very annoyed with the fact that she could not rear her own child and be the first person to hear her son say Mammy and the first person to see or take his first step. So, this is a mother story that was happening in 1998. Do you think it's still happening today? Hands up. Do you think that's still happening today? Yes. Full room of hands for people who think that's still happening today. Probably with even more consequences today. Also, she could not afford to have her second baby that she so badly wanted. And that was because they both had to finish work now at 5 p.m. and go home and collect their son from the babysitter. Because before the son came along, they were quite happy, thinking, right, we're on the big bag, we have 50 quid a week each, overtime, that's 400 quid a month extra, and that pays our mortgage. So everything's great. But then, child comes along, "Oh, sorry, we have to go home and collect him at 5 o'clock, sorry, we can't do overtime." So, no overtime. As a result, as I said, they're down 50 quid a week each. And 400 quid was their mortgage payment back in 98. Okay, it probably wouldn't put much again these days, but that's what it was back then. So, this is another story that could very well have been hers still today if she did not have the desire and the courage to do something about that situation. Instead, she's been able to afford to have her second child, a girl, all due to the desire and courage to do network marketing. As is today, she's spent the most important time of her children's life with her son and her daughter. Can you put a value on that? It's serious for some people, that. Also, they've covered their mortgage repayments every month since. She has reared both her children, been at home with them because she decided that she was going to do network marketing. That was over 14 years ago with her children that most other mothers won't get a chance with because they have to go to a job to keep their family going week to week or month to month. Networking is a career choice. You can make it today, but you also have the power to change lives. Now, freedom. What does it mean to you? What does it really mean? Have you ever sat down and thought to yourself, what does freedom really mean to me? Most people don't. You take me, like I was working in this job, I was going day to day, doing the job, going home, punching the time, whatever, doing what I need to do in the job, and indeed was watching TV. And I used to watch a guy called Jack and Vera. I know some of you wouldn't have ever heard of those guys, And they used to be arguing and fighting over pints or what, housekeeping or what, and I used to get involved in that story. Great story, but I was living their life through that TV screen, but it wasn't making any difference in my own life. Because I thought I'd done my work during the day, so 5 o'clock, that's me. Feet up, remote control, and go and sleep, fall asleep in the chair at maybe 11 o'clock. That was me. That was my life before that, and I had to make a conscious decision. Do I want to swap that time? Do I want to do something about it? So, as I said earlier, I was broke every Monday morning, and I came across this industry by accident. So when I did, I took it by the scruff of the neck and just got stuck into it. I gave up the TV, switched that off, 6 o'clock in the evening. I was doing what I needed to do with the business, whatever it was. And one day I took a call from this mother. And 15 minutes later she was wanting to get started. Now, I've been paid by this company every 4 weeks since that time with a bonus 13 times a year. By 14 years is 52 checks. Who here would like that? Anyone? A few. Right. Okay, well, we'll show you what to do in a minute now. And that was just for 15 minutes of work. I've got paid all those checks. For 15 minutes of work. Okay, I didn't know which 15 minutes it was going to be. Do you understand? I had to make a few different 15 minutes calls or whatever with different people to find out who was hungry. Who wanted this? As that lady said, look, I'll crawl over broken glass if I have to, because I want to be with my child. Find people like that and just get out of the way and let them do it. So was it worth helping this woman and her family? Would you have been willing to help her? Are you willing to help the next person who asks for your help? And guys, they're asking for your help. Every time they put in their details on the internet or answering an ad or whatever, they're asking for your help. In networking, you don't need to create a business plan. That's already been done by the company. You don't need to create a product. That's been done. You just need to find a reputable company, one you trust, one that offers a product or service you believe in and can get passionate about. Networking has come of age, and Stephen Covey says it's an undeniable that has become a way to entrepreneurship and independence for millions of people. As you see here in the room, there's people who have real families on this business. A few questions to ask yourself now. I didn't know. Okay. A few questions to ask yourself. And these are questions I was asked 16 years ago, and I didn't like the answers. I didn't like them at all. It says, how much money would you need to earn and save to look after you as you get on in life? How many years do you have left to really have what you want and need at the financial level? Tough questions, guys, So, how many years would it take for you to save what you need to get when you get older? And some of us are running out of that kind of time, So, I find that networking is probably the only way I can do it anyway, whatever. Anyway, let's decide, that's up to you. So, when you're willing to invest the same amount of time most people spend watching TV over the next 4 years to get it. So it's a question that each of us has to ask that question of ourselves. And sometimes we're quite happy to do just the retail, and that's great. Okay? So, are you ready to have a go, guys? If you are, have a chat to the SED down there at the back of the room there, and chat and see give you some advice on what to do first. Okay? So, as I say, this tool with network marketing can give you money for your life. Basically, it's down to yourselves, guys. Make a choice, stick with it all the way through. Don't give up, because you're going to hear a story here later on today. Another woman with kids has made that decision and decided to do it. So listen to Magella when she comes on later on. Guys, that's all I have to say for you today.
Clean Easy works, and it can work for you too. Get your full details at www.earnmoney.ie or click the link in the description.